That's mine.
92-year-old Veronica Phillips was barely out of childhood when the Nazis sent her to a concentration camp. She and her family were among millions of Jews targeted in the Holocaust during World War II. The war ended when she was 19. She moved to South Africa in 1956. For decades, she refused to speak of her experience, but it has haunted her for most of her life.
I had 8 miscarriages because they gave us bromides, and it killed my reproduction organ. I couldn't have any children.
South Africa is far away from the horrors of these genocides. But the Johannesburg Holocaust and Genocide Center, which opens its permanent exhibition this month, has long been needed, says its director, Tali. South Africa has its own history of colonialism, apartheid, and violence. She says that exposing South Africans to these stories could help them tell their own difficult stories.
So we find that talking about other case studies, other crimes against humanity or genocide, or other atrocities will allow us to speak about our own history.
The center also focuses on Rwanda's 1994 genocide. This year marks the 25th anniversary of those 100 horrific days that saw the slaughter of 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Sylvestre Sendacyeye was just 14 when he hid in a Kigali church and watched the murder of his parents and 3 siblings. He carries a permanent reminder of the horrors and says he still suffers from regular nightmares. Even so, he says, he tells his story to as many people as he can.
I find that the only way that we can fight this ideology of racism, ideology of violence, they can see what the human being came to do, how come we came to be an animal, not even animal behaves better. I think that's the only way people can avoid it happening.
Nate says the center will feature temporary exhibitions on other genocidal acts, such as the ethnic cleansing in Bosnia in the 1990s. These stories are complex and difficult. But Nate says it's often the tiny, mundane items that best convey the toll these events took on ordinary people.
And this is the most treasured item for me in this exhibition. Childhood dreams, hopes, shattered by others, but keeping the memory alive, creating a life for herself. She was a geneticist. She was a lecturer at this university here next door. Yet she kept that doll and trusted me and this center to keep it for many generations to come.
That doll belonged to Phillips, who carried it and her tragic story close to her heart for 7 decades. Now she's telling the world. Anita, Powell, VOA News, Johannesburg.